Hello everybody, welcome back to Jared Opens a Box. Welcome back to yet another fun episode here in the stacked Season 6 here of Jared Opens a Box. I'm just going to keep saying that, it's going to be a running joke here this season. But today I have some pretty exciting stuff. These here are exclusives from Funko's Emerald City Comic Con this past year here in 2021. Although it wasn't Emerald City Comic Con. It was actually just Virtual Con, or it was called Spring Convention or something, Spring Virtual Convention. Because, I mean, you know, it still wasn't in person because of the pandemic. And neither is San Diego Comic Con, so I guess that's just going to be Summer Virtual Con or something. But thankfully, New York Comic Con is going to be back in person, so, you know, if you want to go there, if you feel comfortable with something like that, you know, I'd say go for it, but I will not be there. But I do really want to go to San Diego Comic Con. But I'm getting way off topic because here we are. These are exclusives from the Spring Virtual Convention here in 2021. My goodness, did they spoil us here for that convention. There were tons of sodas and pops and stuff that nobody would have expected. And I got three here that really surprised me. I did not expect these guys to be coming in that convention. But here we are. We have SpiderMan 2099, Zombie Morbius, and Grimlock from Transformers. We're just going to get right into this one, guys. We're going to kick things off here with SpiderMan 2099. So, here he is in all his glory. I'm a huge fan of SpiderMan 2099. I think he's a super cool character. I love his design. It's just so cool. I'm looking here. I can't tell if this is artwork or if that's the 3D stuff. I honestly cannot tell. Like, it's so hard to tell if that's artwork or if it's the 3D stuff on the side of the box here. Let me know, guys. I really cannot tell what that is there. But here he is. You see the box there. There is the sticker, 2021 Spring Convention Limited Edition Exclusive. My goodness, that's a mouthful. This is pop number 761 of the Marvel lineup. And then again, you see him on the side of the box. On the back, there's really nothing else. It just says The Amazing Spider-Man. I'm not really sure why. I figured it would have had a logo for SpiderMan 2099. But I guess that is not the case. But yeah, I guess we'll just open this one up and see how well he looks. Alright. So obviously, it's not a heavily detailed one. The other two, I would say, have a lot more detail. But this one is still pretty cool for what it's worth. As you can see, the head is pretty basic. Most of it's just a dark blue with a little bit of red on the front. I don't really know the shape of that, but it definitely does have a little bit of a I don't know, two half circles maybe? I don't know how to describe this on the front. But it kind of looks like a spider, I guess. Like a spider mouth or something. I don't know. It's really cool though, whatever this is here on the front of his mask. And on the bottom here, he has a really cool looking spider logo on his chest. He has a couple spikes here in his arms. The rest of the body, pretty much just the dark blue. But then on the back, he does appear to have some sort of cape, maybe, made out of some sort of clear plastic. Pretty cool detail there from Funko. I know he has this in the comics. I just don't know what exactly it is supposed to represent. But that is a super cool detail right there. I love this figure. I think this figure is really well done. And yeah, I was really hoping that they would make another Spider-Man 2099 because it had been a couple years since we had one. So I'm glad that we now finally have another figure of him here in the pop lineup. Super big fan of this one though. Good job, Funko. I think this one was very well done. Moving on to our next figure here, we have one from the very popular Marvel Zombies lineup. This one being one that I would have never expected in a million years. But it's Zombie Morbius. Now, this one really took me off guard when I first saw this one get announced. It's a vampire that's also a zombie. Didn't think that was really possible, but I guess in the world of Funko, it is. So, here he is. This may have been planned because originally the Morbius movie was supposed to come out around that time, I think. So maybe that was why they were kind of trying to tie it in with that. But obviously that didn't end up happening. That movie's not even coming out till next January. So that might be why that ended up being a little bit weird. But of course, you see that sticker there on the front again. This is pop number 763 of the Marvel lineup. And of course, you also see this one does for sure have artwork here on the side. A little bit of a gruesome one. but it is pretty cool nonetheless. On the back, it actually has Wave 1 of the Marvel Zombies. Wave 2 will be coming to the channel very soon. But we have Zombie Hulk, Zombie Mysterio, who's still one of my all-time favorite pops, Zombie Deadpool, and Zombie Wolverine on the back there. And that's just about it for the box. Let's take a peek at the actual item. Maybe. There we go. Alright. Wow. So it is a bobblehead, pretty clearly. So it's very interesting seeing this figure. The head is gigantic. He has long black hair. He has the vampire ears here on the side, the pokey ears. He has glowing red eyes, a bit of a green cut here in his head. And then he actually does have blood surrounding his mouth, which is very interesting because I had thought that the reason they were using the green goo was because they didn't want to use blood. But this figure is using blood. So that's just weird because it's like, I figured, because if you have a zombie, they would have like red blood, right? Like, I don't know why they would have green blood. I don't know, I'm thinking way too much into it. But nonetheless, I thought that's why they were using the green goo, but this one literally has red blood right here in his teeth, which in my opinion is a little bit more gruesome than just having it around the body. Because, like, that means he probably just ate someone, right? I mean, that's kind of gruesome. I mean, you know, but maybe that's just me. He has the red blood here around the teeth, meaning, you know, as a vampire, we already know what that means. And down here in the body, he is actually wearing a lab coat, as he is actually a scientist. And he has a gigantic hole in his chest that actually does show bone. So that's a pretty neat detail there. He has some sharp claws on his hand, and he has his classic costume with the red and black here. So that's pretty cool that he does have that on underneath the lab coat. Overall, I think it's pretty cool. I don't really get how a zombie Morbius would work, just because he's already a vampire. But it still makes for a really cool figure, and I'm still a fan of it, even though it doesn't really make any sense from a technical perspective. But overall, pretty cool pop. Good job, Funko, on this one as well. He does not stand. I just found that out. Too big of a head. Alright, so that takes us to our last figure of today's video. My personal favorite, and the one I'm super excited to take a look at. We have Grimlock from the Transformers line here. As you can see, he does have artwork as well, just like Zombie Morbius. It looks really, really cool here on the side. I would love to do the artwork for these things. These things are cool. He does have the sticker. It's pop number 69 of the Retro Toys lineup. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. On the back, it has the Wave 1 of Transformers. As of right now, no news of a Wave 2, but I do hope we get some more here in the future. There's a ton of characters I would like to see, like Shockwave, Ultra Magnus, Thundercracker, just to name a couple. But there's so many that I still want to see, so hopefully we will get those in the future. But yeah, this is super cool. I'm really looking forward to opening this one up. Yeah, I love Grimlock. I love the Transformers, so I'm really glad that we got an exclusive here for Emerald City. Alright, so here's Grimlock, and oh my goodness, did they do a good job with this one. Now, I wasn't sure if they were going to do a Grimlock, like when he was transformed into the dinosaur, or if he was going to be like fully transformed into his like attack form or whatever they call it. But they ended up choosing the attack form, as you can see here. The face has a kind of similar visor to that of which we saw with Soundwave and Jazz. He kind of has that red visor, just like those characters did. The head mold actually does seem to be very similar to Jazz. I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of used the same one to make Grimlock's face here. It's pretty simple there, but the body is definitely where a lot of the action is happening here. Because you can see he has a gold-plated chest with the Autobot symbol right here. He has some dinosaur-looking characteristics here, like the mouth is in the back here. He has a couple of cool things here in the back. He's holding a little bit of a red sword. It's a pretty tiny one, though. I wouldn't really consider that a sword. It might just be a knife. And then some pretty cool details up and around the legs here as well. It's a pretty cool looking figure, honestly. I think it's pretty neat. They did a lot of detail into this one. I'm a huge fan of Grimlock, so I was really glad that Funko made a pop of this. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Which one of these Emerald City ones you think is your favorite, because there are some pretty good ones here. But I guess that's going to do it, guys. As you can see, we had a great selection of Emerald City this year. Who knows what we're going to get next year. But yeah, that does it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.